So it is my pleasure today to welcome Heather Pollock from Conservatory. She has two stores, one in Port Townsend and one here on Bainbridge. And she has a lovely range of interests that every time you go in, there's something new. And it's always very, um, I need it kind of, instead of I want it. So welcome, Heather, today.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Yeah, I got my start at the farmers market in Port Townsend, making our candles that we still make in the Port Townsend store, and we make them with special blends to fit our local area. And I'll show you some of those. So I think if we just enter from like the outside, how can you see if I go like this?
Yep. Yes.
Like the store?
That's good.
Is that like is that good?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to show then some things here. So the candles that we were talking about, let me see if I can sort of zoom in on that. We have this special Bainbridge Island one. I'm trying to see if you can see that in there. Can you see those? It's a little hard to see. Maybe it's down there. Anyway, that's our Bainbridge Island candle, which is nice because a lot of people, when they're sending something home for the holidays or, from where you live, it's kind of nice to have something that is made here that is specifically, unique to this area. So that's been kind of a nice thing for us. We do a lot of interior design. We host a lot of local artists. When it's not COVID, we try to do workshops in here, which is fun. Behind me here, there's this koi that my mother made, which is a wall art piece. She does like a metal and resin base, and it's some paper mache. This is very unique. And we try to change the colorscapes all the time. So like right now we're doing this very fun yellow as we sort of approach summer and sunny days after a long gray winter. And we always do a lot of blues because here we are by the sea. We're very coastal inspired. And you all who are coming in for the Fob Fridays will have a lovely discount on everything. And Scotty over here, I'm going to introduce you to in just a moment, manages the store. She's also an interior designer, has also a degree in architecture. We do a ton of interior design now because I think everybody has sort of been stuck inside with COVID and they all want to redo their houses. And so here we are to help. Scotty? Yeah. So, and over here we have like more of our candles. We have these hand-painted paddles. I think you can see here. It's kind of hard to do this. Like I'm trying to see what you're seeing in the screen. We also try to do we have a dressing room. We do some apparel, which is sort of to fit the seasons. And we try to do sort of a wide range that fits a lot of different, types of people and interests and looks. Do you have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I see that Janet's muted, so I'll ask a question about how much of this of your materials do you mentioned your mother's own artwork? Do you have that are unique, and how many are things that you get from gift shows and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, it switches around all the time. We definitely like to pick things that are made locally or by local artists. If you can see on the wall here, this is a local encaustic artist. Did it mix there? There's a local encaustic artist, Teresa Sterling. She's on the Hood Canal. We do a lot of custom work for design jobs with her. She's really wonderful at creating, for specific color preferences. And we do a lot of work with her. We also do these, I mentioned, encaustic workshops. So when it's not COVID and we could all get together, then we do these workshops where everyone can make their own art, which is really lovely. So we do like a small, 4-inch by 4-inch piece. We teach you how to work with fire, which is encaustic, beeswax, melted. We get very messy, and we invite people to come and make their own art. So that's kind of one of the ways that we really involve the community, is trying to do workshops when we can all get together so that people can create their own designs. We make the candles, we work with woodworkers, and I mean, there are so many craftsmen in our local area, so we don't have to look far to find great art.
So Heather, tell us more about the paddles, because I've noticed them that they're kind of displayed in pairs, but you only buy one, right? And are they made by a local person, a Native American, or are they made by a wood artist?
So these are actually from a company called Sanborn Canoe Company. They're all hand painted. They're not made in this state, although we have had hand painted paddles that are made here. And we just love these ones because they're actually functional. You can use them. Let me see if I can show you. You can use them in the water, but we think they're just great decoratively. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, kind of. Wait. It's so.
Oh, you can actually use them in the water. I've lost her.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
She might not know that she's
Okay.
lost.
Karen may need to call her again.
Oh,
there
she's
she is.
back.
Okay.
Oh, good. We lost you for a moment. Please, can you unmute yourself, Heather? On the bottom line.
Okay. You're so used to this. Yeah. Okay. So these are the paddles. You can kind of see here. Form follows function here. They are functional. You can canoe with them. They're all hand painted, and we just love the woodworking there. Speaking of woodworking, we have like over here. Let's see if you can see this lovely surfboard. There's a paddleboard in the Port Townsend store made by Matt Nenow, who's a poet. He also he makes these in Port Townsend, and he's a woodworker, and they're amazing. And so that's like another thing that's locally made here. He also, there was a person in here from Filson. I don't know if you know that company. It's a Seattle company, and a buyer for Filson was looking for also locally handmade things. So I introduced her to Matt, and now he makes these paddle boards for Filson, which is cool. And they did like a nice artisan story there too. So that's like another example.
So Heather, the other thing I noticed you have in the store, before COVID, when we went out to lunch or people, you put your food on a long wooden tray. And I noticed you have some of those.
Yes. Okay. So those, very nice question. Let's see if I can bring this up. These are these oversized charcuterie trays. And I use these all the time. It's just nice to put out, locally made cheeses, wine with your wine glasses, some, meats and crackers. And it's just a really nice size. Those are imported from France.
Oh, they are? Oh.
Yeah. We work with a company that imports from all over. So, and then occasionally we have someone come in and say, I can make wooden cutting boards. And then we'll sell the wooden cutting boards that someone made here from wood in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did you see? We are overloaded right now with air plants. I don't know if you can tell. We like to bring the outdoors in. These air plants are really wonderful for design and decor. And this time of year, we kind of go winter without them because we don't heat the store at night, so they can get a little cold, but they last year round in your house. And we just add them everywhere. We are
huge.
Very air plant.
I know you have what I call regular size air plants, but you have some really big ones. They're almost the size of a football, a British soccer ball.
Yeah, we ordered those from a nursery in Florida, which I visited once. I was ordering from a nursery, and I happened to have gone on a family vacation in Florida, and I passed by to get to Sanibel Island because patrons who come in here, customers had said, if you love shells so much, you should really go to Sanibel Island in Florida. And my mom had a friend who has a condo in Boca Raton, so I took my family there. We stayed. And then I realized I was passing through the town that I ordered the air plants from. And so I went to go visit the nursery, which was really wonderful. And I order from Lupita over there, who, sort of guides me through what healthy plants are going to be soon blooming. So like we have a lot of plants that have like a little bud. I don't know if you can see that. They're treated to bloom. Yeah. And then, this is sort of like this one's starting to bloom, which is cool. And we just love air plants because you don't need to plant them. They're very easy to maintain. You just water them once a week, but they could just sit on a shelf like this. You don't have to plant them. So it's really great to sort of breathe life into an area without a lot of maintenance.
But Heather, you have those wonderful wall hangings to put them in.
Mm-hmm. So those are local as well. Speaking of local designers, Denise Stoughton, who makes these. Let me show you. She's wonderful. She's become a friend. She creates these locally. They're painted in a variety of colors. Let me try and find you the colors. And then they have these magnetic planters where, let me head over to our design center for a sec, Rick, and sort of show you. There's one that's in brass. So you can kind of see like these fun colors, orange even. And so she does like a variety of sizes. She makes them here. She's designed them here. She's also a local interior designer as well. And then we put the air plants in there. And these are available in both stores as well. So
are they, so you hang them on the wall, because the part magnetic on there?
Yeah, so the vase on this,
The
question.
Vase.
So these are magnetic. So that comes off and goes on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, kind of a cool design. And she's right here on Bainbridge Island as well.
I really love the hanging chairs.
Oh, I love those too. We just ordered some that I have hung in the window here that are indoor outdoor. So my brother, who also has relocated from Los Angeles because everyone loves the Pacific Northwest, I just gave him one to hang in a tree on his property because I just think they're so cool. This is an indoor outdoor one, so you can just leave it out all year round. We also have a lot of indoor outdoor pillows that are great for here because, you know, you can spill something on them, or there could even be like mildew in the winter and you just bleach them and they're completely fine. And then we have this indoor one, which is made by a San Francisco company. Oh, shoot, I couldn't hear you. I feel like someone's asked you the question.
Yeah. No, and you also have cushions that have Bainbridge Island on. But
yes, we do. And I just mentioned my brother, who's a graphic artist. He has a company, a brand development company. He recently relocated from Manhattan Beach, California, and he does a lot for us. Like, for instance, these sweatshirts, which he designed. We're coming up with a new design now. This one has an axe and a paddle because we thought it was sort of like woodworking meets seafaring sort of design. And we also have these pillows with that same design on there. Let's see if we can see them here. And so he also, you know, we used that image on this pillow. So we're coming up with a new one. So you can look out for some more designs coming from him. He also does, we have, you know, on our furniture here, he has, you know, we do these little details like, let's see if you can see here, this little wood embossed tag. I don't know if you can see it. So we try to make these sort of nice, you know, branded elements that sort of upscale a little bit of our packaging.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And these, we could do these, like this is a crate, you know, and it holds nicely. We put in some wood excelsior and a few candles, and it ships really nicely. So we've sort of embarked on doing more corporate gift baskets. We're doing that for a few different clients in the local area who want to deliver sort of thank you gifts for their customers. So we do that for them too. And we could personalize, you know, we could put their own name on the wooden tags. We can also, you know, we can also make labels like here we do these candles, and we'll make labels for, you know, we do Port Ludlow Resort, the inn there. We also do some for Alderbrook, which is out on the canal. And we have people that, you know, from their own companies just want to personalize it for themselves. And so I collaborate with my brother, who will, you know, incorporate their logo onto our candle, you know, onto our candles, and then they can have their own special candle. Sometimes we do it just even too for Christmas gifts. We do this maker's dozen. So you buy 12 candles, you get the 13th free. And then you can have your own label that is, from your family to theirs or whatever,
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. We can personalize a lot.
The other thing I liked, because it is your hanging, you had some hanging, it looks like coral. I know it's not coral, real coral, but it's like a basket to put a plant in.
Was it in the window? Was it the planters in the window?
I think those were.
Oh, these, yeah. And these are resin. Although
Okay.
let's see. We do have some real coral. We can't order coral because we don't, we're conservationists. We do not wreck the ocean. But when we find vintage coral, we snatch it up because it is so elegant. But these are planters that we just threw air plants in that are hanging that have, just interesting. Like this is you can see it here. It's like, looks like a shell, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We try to find unusual and unique objects, for your home. So, yeah.
So you sell furniture, but not big furniture. You don't sell couches and sofas and.
We do. So we do sell
you
furniture.
do?
We are doing, so I always tell people that, in our head, Scotty and I are doing, we're working on at the moment 11 residential projects. So we are constantly sourcing furniture sorry about that. We're constantly sourcing furniture for people. So we have in our head, this mass of information about where to find practically everything. So we do have resources where we can do special orders. We carry furniture we do a lot of sort of takeaways. Like, I don't know if you can see, well, you have this peacock chair here, but we have this little love seat. We've recently collaborated with a brand called Moss Studio, who makes custom furniture out of Los Angeles. And so we're getting samples and seats that you can sit in, and then we can order custom. A lot of people need sort of section or a custom piece of furniture that, will fit their own house. So we're working with companies that can make customizable furniture, Yeah. So yes, we do furniture. Yes.
Yeah. I bought a little coffee table from you. So I knew you had smaller things. I didn't realize you had bigger things.
Yeah. Well, it's a small store. The Port Townsend store is a little bit bigger, and we try to keep it changing, so you usually don't find the same chair twice. I love sort of classic designs like this butterfly chair. So I tend to have, for a while we were carrying Eames chairs that, sort of withstood the test of time. We've switched, we switch around furniture. We try to keep it reasonable so that while some things are really expensive, we always want to make it accessible for a lot of different budgets. One of the things that we really like, I feel like we decorate the store in a very fancy way, but we use a lot from our local resources. We make arrangements out of driftwood that we found on the beach. And I always tell people that come in and I want to have this look at my house, but I can't spend that much. I always try to work with them to do things within a budget. So we have like a wide range of ways to accommodate people's decorative needs, and everything can be elegant without it being very expensive,
Yeah, I will second that. You really do a good job at that. And you do a good job of moving things around in your store so that what looked good in one way, you didn't realize looked also good in another. So I think that's one of your expertises that you can share, and you do. So thank you for that.
Yeah. I mean, we love doing people's seasonal look, and we didn't want, I really just want to emphasize that we don't make, interior design shouldn't be prohibitive or scary, for a budget. We do, people come in and they say, hey, I have like a couple $100. We want to redo our house because we're having a Christmas party. And so it's really fun to go over and, sort of move things around, the objects that someone already has, the things that they love. Sometimes they say, I've always hated that, and I don't know why it's here. And I go, well, let's put it in the garage for now, and what do you love about this room? And then people will tell us what they love. And then, we'll do arrangements made with hollyberry that we collected outside, and we'll use vessels that they already had. And so sometimes it's just like breathing new life into, without spending a lot of money, into just a home that already has artifacts that they love, but just seeing it in a new light.
So Heather, do you charge for that service?
Yeah, so we do. We charge, for a service, but we're really good with working with budgets, So, if someone says, this is how much I want to spend, we can say, okay, well, we think we can do this in a couple hours. And, we really just want people to be happy with their homes and lifestyles. And I work with my friends and my family, and it's just sort of something that I've always had a knack for. So I really enjoy doing it. So I want to help people sort of love their habitats. Yeah.
Yes, we all need some help in that department.
Well, we all do, including me. I mean, I have a sister who's an interior designer also, and she has a store called Guest House in Seattle. It's on Westlake Avenue. And so she comes over and I go, Kate, what do I do here? And she goes, let's move the couch around and let's switch this up a little bit. And when I go over to her house, she does the same thing. And she's an excellent designer, but she goes, I need a change. What should we do? Sometimes it's just about having, girlfriends and friends, kind of play. Right?
It is playing.
Yes.
Yes. Does anybody else have any questions?
If I go to your website and I'm looking at it right now, and I see something at the Port Townsend store, and I'm like, oh, well, I love going to Port Townsend. And I've gone to your store many, many times there, but I'm like,
oh, good.
Would you be able to get it for me here on the island, or?
Yes. So I am back and forth from Port Townsend once or twice a week. My mother lives there. I go visit her. And I go and redeck out the store. I deck out the store there, and we're constantly moving things back and forth. So if you call and say, hey, I love this pillow, I can say, I'll have it in the Bainbridge store by Wednesday. And we are working on redoing our website, which has the wrong address for our Bainbridge store, which we recently moved. And my brother's company is working on that with me. So we're about to sort of launch a whole new look for there.
Oh, okay. Are you going to do online sales, or are you going to do just in-store sales?
We're going to do a little. So we, in the past, I did have a page where we had an online shop, but I love to change things around so much that I think one of the engaging things about the store is you come in and you've got to buy it because it might not be there for very long, because we switch it up. And so it's hard for me because my creative energy is very much tactile in the stores to sort of transfer that to what it looks like online. We'll do the candles, and we can do furniture that we find is shippable fast. Right now, there's a very big problem with supply chain. I don't know if you've tried to order anything recently, but because of, varying factors, it's very hard to get things fast. So I just don't know that I want to take on like the project, which is, shipping. And I'm not, one of our great, qualities is that we're not, a big store that you can find the same thing over and over again. So I think we always are available by phone to sort of text pictures and give you ideas. A lot of what we do, if you say, hey, I want a chair, I love it to be saddle leather, I want it to be mid-century modern, or you give us some details, then what we can do is we can send you images of the chairs that we can ship to you, and then you can make decisions that way. We also can order things, and then you can do the sit test, and then, we can try those things out for you, but it's very hands-on, local. We stand behind our products. Very easy. You could say, I don't like it. And then we go, okay, no problem. Yeah.
Well, I've always loved your Port Townsend store. I've been in there many times. And when I heard Janet told me that you were coming on, and I'm like, wait a minute, that store sounds familiar. And it's like, well, we're right here now, just a couple blocks from me. So this is awesome. Heather.
Yes, I know. I loved moving over to Bainbridge Island. The Port Townsend, we called the flagship store. Over 10 years ago, we opened that one. I opened that one, and I really love that store. There's so much history in that building. I have I feel a real sense of community in Port Townsend, and I recently moved to Bainbridge Island, so now I feel like I'm really learning about this community, and I feel like a local. So I'm excited to meet you all.
Yes. And thank you for being the Fob Friday participant. We really appreciate that. And
we love it too. Please introduce yourself when you come in the store, because we'd love to meet you personally, and we'll have our masks on, but we're all vaccinated here now, which is really great. So we feel like things are a little bit safer, and we feel sort of hope that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all too. I look forward to meeting you all in person.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Yes. So your shop hours are you open every day?
We're open every day. We're open 11 to 5. We'll increase those hours as summer approaches, but right now both stores are 11 to 5 every day.
Okay.